You know, there's something about a budget-friendly build that just gets me really stoked. Let's take a closer look at my newly built Tamiya DT-03, the Neo Fighter.
Excellent!
What's going on, everybody? Thanks again for tuning in to Poor Boys RC, the home of really cheap RC budget builds. I am really thrilled to share this with you guys. I love the way this thing turned out. I hope you've been watching the build series. If you haven't, click here and then you can click there and you'll learn a few things about the process in which got us here. I fully intended, some of you guys saw on Facebook and Instagram already, I fully intended on having a build video set up for this for today. I am an idiot and I forgot to hit the record button on my GoPro, so that was a miss. Yeah, not my finest moment. But anyway, here we are. And I thought, after I was done with this buggy, honestly, I'm in love with it. I hope you guys like how this looks. It looks just awesome in my opinion. I'm really happy with how the pink and blue turned out. The pink roof up there with the little frog decal to throw back there. Opted for the Frog Racing Team decals as opposed to the Neo Fighter. I'm just really stoked with how this thing turned out. I can't stop staring at it, to be honest with you. The nice option 1 shocks on there. Anyway, you know what? Listen, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm really stoked about this, so I thought I'd do a video on this one. We can kind of go through it. I'll talk about all the option parts that I put in this buggy, because it did not come with a motor, did not come with an ESC, and it came with friction shocks. And thank you to all my friends over in the UK that pointed out that you can get this kit. I'm not sure of the kit number, but you can get this with CVA dampers, and I believe it was a Sport Tune motor and an ESC, but at any rate, the one that I bought did not come that way. It came without any electronics and friction dampers, which suck. So I had to get rid of those and we went with these. But talk about just a glorious looking buggy. This thing looks so cool. Yeah, speaking of glory, no guts, no glory. That's right. Neo Fighter. I dig it. And I really like it. It's actually, you know, it's balanced pretty good. I could see myself taking this on a track. And, you know, it's not going to compete with the competitive 10 scale buggies out there today. But I'll tell you what, for a guy or gal on a budget, you can get this thing out there and probably have a really good time on a track. So let's take a bit of a deeper dive into this thing, see what it's all about.
Excellent!
You know, they say a couple tough weeks of RCing is still a good couple of weeks. And I'll tell you, last weekend I went to Tofino to try and get the Blitzer Beetle out on the beach for a good beach run. And it was like typhoon rain conditions. Absolutely no chance. And then the other day I'm trying to record a time-lapse build of this thing, which did not take too long, about 2 hours or so. That's with me messing around with the camera. But the whole time, I forgot to hit the record button. What an idiot. It's been a tough couple of weeks here, but you know, I'm really happy with how this thing turned out. Like I said in that quick little intro, and I really want to dive into this thing with you guys. So let's just get, you know, started off here and just talk about how this buggy looks. The stance of it, the tires, the design of the tires, the grippy spikes in the back, and the rib tires in the front, which are actually a nice soft compound, believe it or not. You know, Tamiya is notorious for using these really hard rubbers. I could see these actually sticking really well, whether it's on dirt or carpet, whatever you're racing on. Just the way the buggy looks, just this, you know, long, narrow chassis, wheel sticking way out in the front, 4-wheel independent suspension. I mean, you know, there's just so many great, kind of pleasing to the eye attributes about this buggy. And it's one of the main reasons, I mean, I've been looking at this one for a long time and I really wanted to buy it and I just always put it on the back burner. And for some reason, the budget kits just get me more excited sometimes than the more expensive kits do. Overall, just a really beautiful buggy. And as you can see, guys, I did install some option 1 oil-filled adjustable aluminum dampers on there. This kit did come with the black friction shocks, which I just threw right back in the box, didn't even open the bag. These have a really nice, sorry about the jiggle on the camera there, but you can see, I mean, it's just really nice and planted. Yes, there is a battery in here, which is helping kind of keep things planted with that extra bit of weight. But man, it just looks cool. And it actually handles pretty good just after building it and I don't even know what kind of oil is in here, just whatever it came with. I don't know what whole pistons they are. I've done 0 tuning. I built it. and now I'm showing it to you guys. So that's about that. I did do another build video on the paint scheme on this. I went a little bit different than standard box art, and I'm actually quite stoked with how that turned out. I wanted to have a bit of pink on there for a frog homage, and I think it turned out great. The lighter blue and the pink, I think, are really good complementary colors. The white really makes everything pop nicely, and having some frog decals coming with the kit is just awesome. I'm really happy Tamiya did that. I think it really sets the whole thing off and really helps with the throwback. And this little frog up here is just, he's my guy. So as far as the body goes, I mean, everything was just super duper easy. It cut out nicely. It comes with a transponder mount as well, just so you guys know if you do decide to race this. Although I don't know if this would be a competitive two-wheel drive buggy to race. I don't know of a lot of Tamiyas that are, like the old TRF stuff was, but you know, in this day and age, I don't really know if this would be considered a raceable buggy. My gut says probably not, but what do I know? I don't race. So, but it looks fast standing still, doesn't it? And I really do want to take it out on my local track. And I think I might actually if they let me in with this thing. The front suspension I find to be really cool. I love the way the front shocks go right through the A-arms, the upper A-arms, and mount into the lowers. I think they did a good job with that. Again, guys, the shocks, I got these on eBay. I'll put a link in the description box below, so if you wanted to get a set for your Neofighter, you can easily do that. And I'll even put a link to where I bought my Neofighter from. I bought it from eBay. Normally, I try and get these kind of things from my local hobby stores. Nobody had it in stock, and I was just on a whim. I decided to buy it on eBay, which I don't normally do. In the back, you can't really see what I have back there for motor. You just see that it's, you know, a black sealed can motor. So this is a Holmes Hobbies 17-turn retro sport motor. I was really hoping we could show off some of the retro sport decal because it's got that wicked color. The neons really pop and the font is really cool. I thought it would look great, but it's really quite hidden by the gearbox. But you know what? That's okay. But give that guy a good look. Let it all soak in. How cool does this buggy look? I love it. As my friends in the UK would say, I'm quite chuffed. Whatever the hell chuffed means, I am chuffed. I'm one chuffed Canuck. So anyway, guys, that's kind of the exterior of it. Let's get the body off of it and see what we got going on inside.
Excellent!
I kept everything budget friendly in here, guys. Again, I will put links to all the electronics, all the items, even the buggy kit itself in the description box below. So if you're looking to build your very own budget buggy, just like this, you know what to do and where to go. We've got a budget ESC in here. The, what is this? KYRC? KY, is that what they branched out of personal lubricants and got into electronic speed controllers, which is great for them. This is a brushed ESC. I do not believe it's waterproof. 2 to 3S LiPo. Comes pre-installed with the Tamiya connector, brushed only. It's got jumpers here on it, guys. You know, this is a lot like a Hobbywing 1060, and it came in at a very similar price point as well. I thought I'd just try it out. I haven't run it yet, so I'm not gonna you know, talk about the performance of this ESC if I like it or not. But for the price point, again, I think I was in about the 25 Canadian dollar mark, so it was kind of a no-brainer just to give it a whirl. Yeah, definitely not waterproof, but it does have low voltage detection if you're running LiPos, and it does auto-calibrate just like the Hobbywing 1060, which I love because it's just so easy to deal with. The Tamiya TBLE-02Ss have been driving me nuts lately. The last one went up in smoke. I love auto-calibration. So there is the ESC there. You can see I've got a Fly Sky receiver mounted very close by. Again, not waterproof. It's a nice little 3-channel receiver. Thank you again, Eric. This is one of yours. Thanks, dude. These Fly Sky receivers are great. And again, if we're going to be talking about budgets, the Fly Sky FS-GT-3B radio is what I'm running this thing with. And yeah, this is like a big honking bulky monster of a radio. If you're going to race, I wouldn't recommend this thing. You know, it's got some weight to it. It's pretty bulky, but it has 10 model memory. And this is model number 4 on this particular radio. It's a really great radio with a ton of adjustability, 3 channels. It does a lot, and these Receivers you can get online for about $5 to $7 each. The radio for about $50. Amazing bang for the buck. As for that steering servo, you really can't see what it is. It's tucked in there pretty good. But this is just a super duper cheap eBay steering servo. It's got all brass gears. I think they were, at the time, they were selling 5 for $25 with free shipping right from China. They're nothing special, guys. They're loud. They're kind of slow, but at least they've got metal gears so they can hold up. For something like this, I think it's going to hold up just fine. And we do have the factory supplied Tamiya servo saver in here, so that should protect those brass gears. And the last thing that we're going to talk about in here is that graphene battery, and that's actually a 2S LiPo that is shaped like a conventional 6-cell nickel metal hydride or NiCad battery. Picked these up off of AliExpress, I believe, some time ago. I like these because they came, you know, with the Tamiya style connector on there. So on certain builds, I like to go old school, although these plugs are definitely antiquated and not the best thing in the world out there, certainly by today's standards. But I just like to use them sometimes. They look cool and they kind of take me back to the day. And the best part about this whole thing is that the good weather is finally here, and tomorrow is supposed to be a nice day, and I'm going to get to run this thing on the weekend, so I am really stoked, and I hope to have a running video for you guys soon, as long as I remember to hit the record button on my damn GoPro. So I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode. If you have any questions, please do throw them down in the comment section below. Please do throw a thumbs up and share the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Those little things do mean so much to this little channel. The goal again, guys, I want to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year. And if you give me one of these, helps me get there. I really do appreciate it. Have an awesome weekend, everybody. And always remember to be excellent to each other.